Hey traders, welcome to the Missed Trade Nightly Report. It's Sunday just after the Globex Open. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. Want to take a look at a few levels for this week that we could definitely visit. Hopefully you guys can take these levels, put them into your trade plan, and use them as some great targets. Levels have been being hit quite frequently over the last 2 weeks, so we've really been able to lock down some good areas that you could target if you get on a trade and that you want to hold on to. Plus I want to talk a little bit about what I think is setting up and some of the things that are happening this week. First, let's talk about news. We do have a heavy news week. Tomorrow we do have personal outlays and income in the morning at 8:30 a.m. We have pending home sales at 10 a.m. and a Dallas Fed manufacturing survey at 10:30 a.m. Those are Eastern Standard Times. But most importantly, on Friday we have non-farm payrolls, which is code for unemployment. So all eyes will be on that number Friday, and in between we do have a lot more news, so I expect some more volatility. Also, guys, remember we had Irene that hit the coast Friday. I believe it was Irene. If I apologize if I don't have that name right, but we had the hurricane that hit the East Coast, so a lot of people were out in New York. We don't know how the market's going to react Monday morning. I do know that they are trading down slightly tonight, nothing real significant, but you may want to stay on the sidelines for the first 30 minutes, maybe in the first hour of Monday, just to see how things shake out and how the market's going to react to the storm. Okay, now let's look at some of the levels coming up here. All right, what I'm using right now, guys, is the line in the sand. Now a lot of people will use the pivot. I like the pivot, and I expect the pivot to get touched this week, but I do like this 40. I'm going to say 45 to 49, okay, or 48.50. I like that area right there. Above that area, let's identify some levels here. Above the area, you got to look at the spike high of this 88 area. I think it's 88.75 of the spike high, 88.50, excuse me. Above that, we also have an R1 at 1204 that rolls right into the 1207 area, so 1204 to 1207. But more importantly, the area I'm going to be watching for is the about 1212 up to the 1215 area. If I have a position on coming into that 1206 and this 1204 area, I'm going to lighten my position there. I'm going to be targeting for the 1212 to the 1215 area. Okay, if we get above the 1215 area and start trading heavily, then the 1250 area is probably going to be on tap eventually, so I'll be looking at that as well. I'll show you why I'm looking at that in just a minute. Now, if we trade below that 1145 area, then obviously we have an S1, a weekly S1 at 34, but more importantly, the 1118 area has been the Rock of Gibraltar for a week now, and if we break down to that, I am definitely looking at the 1110. If you've watched these videos, you know the 1110 area has been identified multiple times, and I like that area. Below the 1110, the 1094, 1095 area is still on my radar screen. It's a very important level. So mark those levels down, guys. Watch them very closely this week. I want to show you also something that's playing out here. Why is the 1250 area important? Well, if you notice here, this is the breakout point or the breakdown point of this sell-off. Okay, now you'll notice we hovered around here and we battled back and forth, the bulls and the bears, and finally the bears won out. But that's an important level because we could come back and revisit that, and I know a lot of institutions are looking to short this 1250 to get back into the market to see if we can't break out the 1077s. Now, more importantly, we have a little pattern developing here, and we'll have to see how this plays out. This is sort of a what I would call a bear flag developing on a daily chart. We had this big break here, and we've been going back and forth for a few weeks, and now what we've seen here is a move up, which would be considered an A position, a move down as a B position, and then of course up as a C position. Alright, so it's an ABC bear flag, and it's also known as an LBR flag. Whatever the terminology is, it sort of terminates, and it could terminate right into this 1215. They call it time, price, and pattern. A lot of people trade off of. This is setting up to sort of be a perfect one. Now, as I said before, if we get up above the 1215, we could see the 1250 areas too. So keep that in your radar screen, guys. Otherwise, trade well tomorrow. Stay on the sidelines. Don't overtrade. Watch your levels, and then we'll talk to you tomorrow night. Take care.